Brand new armor trims have been added to Minecraft, and you probably didn't even notice. Each one is hidden in a different structure, and one only drops from a mob inside the new trial chambers. This is the 2025 Ultimate Guide to Armor Trims in Minecraft 1.21. How to find them, use them, duplicate them, and make your armor actually look good. You don't want to miss this one. Armor trims are cosmetic patterns you can apply to armor. They don't change your stats, but they completely change how your gear looks. To apply one, you need three things: a smithing table, a smithing template, and a material like redstone, emerald, or diamond. Put all three together and you'll apply the trim to your armor. Each trim gives a different pattern, and the material changes the colour. There are 10 materials you can use: iron, copper, gold, lapis, emerald, redstone, amethyst, quartz, diamond, and finally netherite. But once you apply a trim, that template is gone. So if you want to use it again, you'll need to duplicate it. Here's how that works. Every trim can be duplicated, but it costs resources. To copy a trim, you need one of that trim, 7 diamonds, and one specific block, depending on where the trim came from. For example, Silence Trim needs cobbled deep slate, Eye Trim needs endstone, Snout Trim uses blackstone, Coast Trim uses cobblestone, Dune Trim uses sandstone, and so on. You get the picture. Put all three into a crafting table and you'll get a second trim. This is essential for rare trims like Silence, which of course means you only need to find one and then you can copy it for your whole armor set. Each trim has a different block requirement, so pay attention. Now let's break down where to find every trim in Minecraft, but instead of going by dimension, we're ranking them by rarity. We'll start with the easy ones, and end with the ones that are a nightmare to find. So first up, we have the common trims. These are easy to find and great for early game. The Sentry Trim is found in pillager outposts, and to find that you just check the chest at the very top. You've got a 25% chance, which means 1 in 4 towers have one. Easy to get early game and easy to duplicate, just use cobblestone. The Coast Trim, found in shipwrecks, roughly a 16% chance per chest, and shipwrecks usually have 2 or 3. Expect to find one in every few wrecks you loot. The Dune Trim, found in desert temples. Each chest has a 14.3% chance. 4 chests per temple, so odds are pretty good. And to duplicate it, just use sandstone. Next up is the Wild Trim, which is found inside jungle temples. There are 2 chests and a 33% chance, but when it spawns, you get 2 copies. Use mossy cobblestone for duplication. These 4 are great starters. They're common, simple, and give solid patterns. Now moving on to the uncommon trims, which are a tiny bit more effort. First up is the Eye Trim, which can be located inside stronghold libraries, having a 100% chance of spawning there. Yes, guaranteed, but the challenge is finding the libraries. You'll usually get 2 to 4 trims per stronghold. Next is the Vex Trim, which is found in woodland mansions. Each chest has a 50% chance, but the structure itself is very rare. And because of this, it takes longer to reach than to actually get the loot. Coming in next, we have the Rib Trim, which is found in Nether Fortress chests. Now for this one, you only have a 6.7% chance, which is extremely low, but on the upside, there are a lot of chests. You can probably expect to search around 10 plus chests just for this one trim. Next is the Snout Trim, which is found in any of the Bastion remnants. For this one, you have an 8.3% chance per chest. Not guaranteed, but semi-decent odds, I guess. And to duplicate this one, just use Blackstone. Now, these trims are usually picked up mid-game, after you've entered the Nether or explored further from spawn. But next up, we have the rare trims, and for these ones, prepare to grind. First on the list is the Ward Trim, which can be found in ancient cities. Now each chest here has a 5% chance, which means of course around 1 in 20 chests will have a Ward Trim. It's not awful, unless you trigger the Warden of course. Now next up we have the Wayfinder, the Razor, the Sharper and the Host trims, and all 4 are found in Trial Ruins by searching suspicious gravel, and for each one of these you have an 8.3% chance of getting it. You'll probably get roughly 1 per ruin, but to be honest expect a lot of wooden hose and really crap loot first. And to duplicate all 4 of these, just simply use terracotta. Next up is the Spire Trim, which is found in end cities. Again, you have a 6.7% chance per chest. You'll need to raid multiple cities to probably just get one of these, especially if you're skipping the treasure room. And another one on the list is the Tide Trim, which is dropped by Elder Guardians. Now each one has a 20% chance to drop it, and there are 3 per ocean monument, which of course gives you a 60% chance per monument, and that's if you survive. Getting harder, right? Well, we're not done yet. By the way, if you have learned something new and haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe. We're getting really close to 100k subscribers. Now, we've finally reached the 3 hardest trims in the entire game. These aren't just rare, they're basically trophies. If you have one of these on your armor, you've gone further than most players ever will. So, starting off with the first one, which is the Silence Trim. This one comes from ancient cities and is widely considered the rarest trim in Minecraft. Each chest has about a 1.2% chance of containing it, which means on average you'll need to loot over 80 chests before you find just one. And that's if you even make it that far, because ancient cities are crawling with skulk shriekers, and if you set too many off, you're facing the Warden. The silence pattern itself is bold and it's clean, and most players rank it as the single best looking trim in the game. If you do manage to grab one, duplicate it immediately. All it takes is 7 diamonds, cobbled deep slate and the trim itself. Do not apply it before you copy it, otherwise hours of grinding are gone with 1 click. And number 2 in the very rare section is the Flow Trim. This is one of the brand new trims from the 1.21 update, and it's locked behind the hardest new mechanic in the update, Ominous Vaults. To even open one, you need an ominous trial key, which you can only get after triggering a raid banner and surviving waves of trial chamber mobs. Once you reach the vault, the Flow Trim only has about a 22% chance of showing up, but the real kicker is duplicating it, because you'll need a Breeze Rod, which drops from the brand new Breeze mob. This pattern is unique, sleek, and already seen as a badge of honor in 1.21. And last, but definitely not least, we have the Bolt Trim. This is also found in trial chambers, but this time inside standard vaults. To unlock them, you'll still need a trial key, which means of course fighting through mob waves first. The Bolt's trim drop rate sits at around 5%, so you'll probably need to clear a bunch of chambers before you actually get one. Duplication is a little easier than Flow. It costs 7 diamonds and a block of copper. Still pricey, but at least you're not hunting down breeze rods. Bolt's design has sharp, striking lines that look especially good in lighter materials like quartz or iron, making it one of the cleanest trims to show off. So there you have it, Silence, Flow and Bolt, the ultimate endgame trims. They don't boost your stats, but they look incredibly good. Now, if you do want a full guide on the trial chambers, I actually have the most popular one on YouTube. You can click that on screen now or visit the description. So now that you've got your trims, let's talk materials, because the materials you use change the colour of the trim. So there are 10 options, and I mentioned these earlier: iron, copper, gold, lapis, emerald, redstone, amethyst, quartz, diamond and netherite. Each one creates a different look, and some stand out way more than others. For example, redstone is bright and vibrant, quartz and iron look clean and minimal, netherite is subtle and dark, amethyst is bold and rich, and diamond, always a classic. And the good thing is you can mix and match materials with different trims. So a Dune Trim in redstone looks completely different than the same Dune Trim in diamond. And yes, you can even apply a gold trim to gold armor, or a netherite trim to netherite gear. Not the most high contrast combo, but it's still pretty valid if you ask me. Now here's something most players overlook. You can use trims to color code your enchanted gear. For example, example, you could use redstone for fire protection, emerald for blast protection, white quartz for feather falling. It's a visual system that's super helpful in PvP or multiplayer. You can also use trims to distinguish teams, clans or player ranks. Everyone in your group wears a matching trim and material. It's subtle but effective. And finally, yes, you can trim leather armour. Combine it with dyes and trims for some of the most unique looks in the game. And what's really interesting is, combination wise, there are thousands of combinations. 17 trims times 10 materials times 4 armour pieces equals 680 basic combos. And that's not counting armour types or dyeable leather. So don't just use trims once and forget them. Experiment, mix, match and make your armour yours. So we've established armour trims are pretty cool, but here's what not to do with armour trims. First off, don't waste rare trims. If you find a silence or bolt trim, duplicate it first, please. Don't be the guy who applies it once and loses it forever. Another tip I'd give you is don't mix clashing colours unless you're doing it on purpose. Gold on gold, redstone on leather, it can get pretty ugly fast. Again, don't assume trims give you buffs. They're completely cosmetic. They don't affect enchantments, armor rating, durability, none of that. But all in all, they're one of the best ways to make your gear stand out, and most players aren't even using them despite them being in all the latest updates. So that's everything armor trims. Next, leave a like and check out the Ultimate Netherite guide where I show you how to find ancient debris super fast. You don't want to miss this one.